So, I saw Emily from the channel Books with Emily Fox do this tag and it seemed kind of fun, so I wanted to do it myself. The original video isn't available anymore, I don't think, but I will link Emily's video down below for you so that you can go and see my inspiration for the video at least, but do go and check out other people's answers to these questions. So the first question is, how many books is too many books in a book series? And as you may know, I love big books and I love long book series. Love them. I really, really do. So I don't think that there is any answer to this question, but I actually really like duologies. I feel like duologies are a really great length for a series. So if I were to choose between a duology and a trilogy, I think I would choose a duology rather than a trilogy. I love trilogies too, but I don't know, there's just something really great about the length of a duology because you don't get that middle book syndrome thing. You get a little bit more than you would from a standalone, so I'm a big fan of duologies. Question 2 is, how do you feel about cliffhangers? And I hate them. I hate cliffhangers, especially if it's, I mean, I don't mind it so much if it's in the second book of a trilogy, for example, because we know we're going to get the answer in the next book. I still don't love it, don't get me wrong, I'd prefer there not be a cliffhanger, but I can just about deal with it in that kind of scenario. What I really, really can't stand is when there's a cliffhanger at the end of a book that is either a standalone book or at the end of a book that is also the end of a series. I really don't like it when authors leave questions unanswered for the reader to decide for themselves what happened. Really not a fan of that at all. Question number 3, hardback or paperback? And this is a really easy one for me. I definitely prefer paperbacks, and the floppier the better. Question 4 is my favourite book, which is impossible to answer, but I will link up above my favourite books for 2018 and for 2019, and in my favourite books of 2019 I posed the question, would you like to see a list of my favourite books of all time? And many of you have said yes. So I'm going to be working on that list and you will get that video at some point in hopefully the nearish future, if it doesn't kill me to compile that list. Number 5, least favourite book. I really don't like this question because I don't believe that bad books exist. I believe that books don't work for certain people. My least favourite book last year was The Near Witch by Victoria Schwab, but it just didn't work for me. I found problems in it and lots of people really love that book. So I don't like this question, but I guess that might be my answer. Question number 6 is love triangles, yes or no? And I have yet to read a book with a love triangle in it that I liked. I just don't find them plausible, and yeah, I've never seen it work, so I guess it probably can work, but I haven't seen a good example of it. Question number 7, the most recent book you just couldn't finish. And I'm trying to be better this year about DNFing books because historically I just don't do it very often. So I think that the last book that I DNF'd was a book last year called The First 15 Lives of Harry August. Although I also didn't finish, that's by Claire North, and I also didn't finish State of Sorrow by Melinda Salisbury, but I do intend to return to both of those books. So I suppose the most recent book that I struggled to finish, I did finish it, but I struggled to finish it the most, was Dracula by Bram Stoker, which was the book club book for us this month. I am still looking for a name for my book club, so do let me know any suggestions down below. But yeah, that was the most difficult to finish book that I've read recently, mostly because the pacing of that book was really all over the place, but I'll talk about that a little bit more in my wrap up. Number 8, a book you are currently reading, and as always I have far too many books on the go because I don't know why, I just have problems. So my current main physical read is Love Boat Taipei by Abigail Hingwen, and my current main audiobook read is The High Lord by Trudy Canavan. I'm also reading The Proposal by Meg Cabot and Poison Study by Maria V. Schneider, although those latter two are really on the back burner. The Love Boat Taipei and The High Lord are my main reads. Number 9 is the last book that you recommended to someone, and I recently did a video recommending books to other booktubers, so I will link that up above for you in case you're interested in that. But the last book I recommended to someone, I think, was Fire and Thorns by Ray Carson, which I did also actually recommend in that video, oddly enough. But another friend of mine was looking for some book recommendations. She really enjoyed City of Brass and An Ember in the Ashes last year, and she wanted something along the similar lines. I haven't read either of those, but I do know that they have similar themes to the Girl of Fire and Thorns series, so I recommended Fire and Thorns by Ray Carson, and so far she's really enjoying it, so I'm going to call that a win. Number 10 is the oldest book you've read in terms of publication date. And I don't know if this is supposed to be this year or ever. If it's this year, then it's of course Dracula by Bram Stoker. And if it's ever, then I think it's Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. That one was published in 1847 and Dracula was published in 1897. Then question 11 is the newest book you've read based on publication date, and I'm pretty sure that the newest book I've read is A Heart So Fierce and Broken by Brigid Kemmerer. I'm pretty sure that's the most recently published book that I've read. Number 12 is favourite author, which is also a tricky one, but I do have to go with Brandon Sanderson. I've yet to read a book of his that I didn't like, but I would caveat to that that I also really love Lauren James's work, and I haven't read a book of hers that I didn't like either, so both of them, I guess. It's kind of cheating, but oh well. Question number 13, buying books or borrowing books? And I wish I could say borrowing books, but the simple fact of the matter is that I really love buying books, and you probably already know this about me, but I love hoarding books, and also I'm kind of a little bit squeamish and I don't really like the whole germs thing that comes along with borrowing books. I know that's really silly, but it's just the way I am, and I love to buy books. It's just the way it is. Number 14 is a book that everyone loves that you didn't like. And I'm going to repeat an answer here, which I appreciate is kind of boring, but it's true. A Near Witch by V.E. Schwab or Victoria Schwab. Loads of people absolutely love that book, and I really did not like it at all. Question 15, bookmarks or dog ears? Bookmarks, obviously. Number 16, a book you can always reread. And the stock answer for this is Harry Potter, but I think I'm going to give several answers just because I like recommending books. Clearly, that's the point of this channel. So, I love rereading The Chronicles of Ixia by Maria V. Schneider, starting with Poison Study. I love rereading the Black Dagger Brotherhood series, starting with Dark Lover by J.R. Ward. I love rereading the Hunger Games trilogy, starting with The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. And I love reading The Lords of the Underworld by Gina Showalter too. So I really enjoy rereading. I'm a big rereader, and those are some of the series that I've probably reread the most. Number 17, can you read whilst listening to music? And no, not really. I love to sing, and if there's a song on that I know the words to, then it doesn't matter what else I'm doing, I'm singing along to that song. So I definitely can't read and listen to music at the same time. I potentially can listen to ambient noises, but I wouldn't listen to classical music or anything like that because I don't really like that kind of music anyway, so I just wouldn't listen to that kind of music regardless. So ambient noises and that kind of thing are okay, but not music. Question number 18, single or multiple POVs or points of view? And I love multiple points of view. Love them. I really like to get into the heads of and see the perspective of a myriad of different characters. And if they do have different perspectives, then all the better. So definitely multiple. Question number 19 is, do you read books in one sitting or over multiple days? And it really depends on the book and on what I'm doing in my life. I recently posted a 24-hour reading vlog in which I did read a whole book in one sitting, but I also in that same vlog read a book over multiple days. So it really does depend on how much time I have and whether I'm able to read a book in a day, because I am quite a slow reader generally, especially if I'm reading fantasy. So it really does depend, but I do love reading books in one sitting, and if I can do that, then I absolutely do. And then question number 20 is, who do you tag? And I tag everybody. Anybody who's watching this video, I'm really interested to hear your answers to these questions. So consider yourself tagged. And that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video and want to see more like this from me, then do think about hitting that subscribe button, and I hope to see you here again soon. Thanks. Bye.